Mic check, mic check. Loud. Sounds good. Working good. Sounds good. I can't hear you. I'm coming for you, Rick. Copy.
Hey, Ron, you can't hear you.
Thanks for that.
Ron?
Thank you. That was my unclick of the wrong button. Todd, welcome to East to West
Ron?
Racing. We're here on the air.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks. Big shout out and thanks to Karen. Aunt Karen, our sponsor at Stair Fittings Incorporated.
Thanks,
Yes.
Aunt Karen.
Thank you very much. Whoop. Blink, blink.
That was fun.
Blink, blink.
That's what my eye doctor tells me. Blink, blink.
Blink, blink. So because of that, we're already 5 minutes in on qualifying. We've had all this action going on, and nobody knew what we said.
You know what? It's probably not a bad thing.
You know why there's errors on this broadcast? Because
Sorry,
you know
guys.
what? I'm not a
Because you're not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
I'll tell you what. You may not be a doctor, but I'm not an engineer. So between the two of us, we both have an excuse.
I know you was right.
We'll go with that.
So finishing up the first couple of laps, we've got Porsche, BMW, then Mercedes. So the Audis are down 7 and 8.
Yeah, they're 1
7, 8,
second
9.
back, 2 seconds back. I'm not going to say those two guys, well, all three of those guys, but specifically Jason and Richard, I believe are going to close that gap. I think those Audis are going to be right up there with them. Let's take a look and see what Jason's... Oh, well, Jason's not going to get a good lap this time. Maybe next time.
No, maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Let's check out Richard. Is he going full tilt? No, he's on an out lap as well. We still have 8.5 minutes. Anyway, we need to do our intro again. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to East to West Racing. This is Ron here at Bigg Wizurd TV. We've got Dr. Todd in the booth with us tonight.
So happy to be in the booth.
Awesome to have you here. And we are live on the air. This is East to West Racing at Sebring. This is race number 2.
Yep. We got all the way from Germany to the United States in 7 days with plenty of time for these cars to be set up and ready to practice.
That's right. They've been practicing all week.
It's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
Now currently the two guys that won last week's races, Kyle Robinson won the sprint and Morgan Teggy won the feature.
And they
over
are
at Nürburgring, and they are on top of
they're 1-2.
They're on top of the pylon right now with 159s.
Not really a surprise at this point in time.
They're in the pits getting a new set of tires and some fuel. They got 8 minutes left. Should give them enough time to do a warm-up lap and 2 more hot laps.
It'll be interesting to see if they can improve on that time. We were talking about the possibility of seeing 158 down to 157 for...
That was the 7. That was the number 7. Now last week, Tristan Mayer, his Mercedes, he had a rough week.
Yeah, he did.
At Nürburgring, but I'm expecting him to come back and do good things. He's already up in the P7, just 1 second off the pace. As Peter Short also won last week that didn't have the race he wanted. Currently in P5 in qualifying. You can see the fastest lap times on the top right in the standings. And you can also see the last lap they ran up in the very top score bar. What in the world? We have, like I said, we have 26 drivers on the racetrack.
It's a big field.
Big field and a lot smaller track than last week. Last week you had 27 in the field, 125 started. So we'll see how many start tonight.
Smaller track, shorter track, and tighter track. There's not a lot of room.
These hairpins are brutal.
Yeah, they are.
Well, in turn one is so treacherous. I mean, you have to go through there in like 4th gear, nearly flat out. You have to find the apex of that corner and just nail it into that corner, and hopefully it's going to be in the right spot. If you don't get it lined up just right, you're in the grass, and then the grass turns into tires. Tires turns into back on the racetrack in front of somebody else, spinning out, wrecking everybody. Oh wait, was that me last race?
That was you last race.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't do that last race, which is surprising for everybody that might be listening. The start also for us. Into the wall.
212. That's Greg Prochnow.
That was a hard hit, and he stopped it from going back on the track. So
that's a good move there.
Saves it for whoever was behind him.
One thing to note tonight, part of DSR, I think it's DRS. Part of DRS SimSport is at the beach. So I'm hoping Brandon is online watching this. Brandon, if you're out there, let us know. But I believe he's on vacation, so maybe he can't even watch. It depends on what he's doing on vacation. You know, if he's out with the family doing some stuff, out to dinner, maybe he's watching, he's down on his phone. He can't type any replies on his phone because he's got it kind of under the table so the family can't see that he's watching the race.
The family knows.
Oh, okay.
The family knows. If his family is anything like my family, the family knows.
The family knows. Yeah, you're probably right. Sorry not to have you out here with us tonight. But, we will miss you and hopefully see you back on the racetrack next week. I was wondering if I saw him. I was looking for his name. It's like, if I see him out here, I wonder. See, there you go. I told you those Audis would get back up there.
Yeah, you're right.
Chris Springer up to 3rd, tied almost exactly at the same time as Kyle Robinson. Jason Ray right up to 4th, just 2 tenths back. Those guys in those Audis are coming out.
Top 6 cars separated by 6 tenths of a second.
Yeah, and there's still 4.5 minutes to go in qualifying. So they've all got at least another full lap. We got all kinds of new camera angles here. Let's check this one out. It's called the Speed Cam. we're gonna get right down low and watch him go by.
You know, all we need is a little squirrel underneath there.
I know, right? Like Digger?
Like Digger. We call him nut gatherer or something.
Nut gatherer? Yeah, we can't call him Digger.
Yeah.
We'll call him
Scamper. Scamper the squirrel.
Why don't we call it a skunk instead of a squirrel? Scamper the skunk.
Spelled with a K.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a silent Q.
Well, this is East to West Racing, so hey, anything can happen. Anything's possible. Right now, no one has been able to catch that 59.3. Now, the 58s that I predicted have not happened. The 57s that I thought maybe was a dream have also not solidified.
Well, so far, we've got.
This time around, this is it. They don't get to finish their lap. They get to finish the one they're on, and that's it. I'm seeing guys go by the start-finish line, but I'm not seeing any standing changes. So we'll find out here, because we got an eye on Brent Bridgers right now. Brent's down in P20 with a 2 minutes 2 second time. These guys are so quick out there.
We've winner of our race, winner of the contender race was
Alex.
And Alex ran what, a 2:01?
He was in the 2:01 range. Right now he's in 14th. We can jump over and take it. He's in 14th with a 2:01. 2:01 flat.
2:01 flat.
So he's actually pushing up and getting a little bit of improvement on his lap times. Still 1.2 the winner of the previous race. 1.7 seconds off the lead of the right now off of qualifying. Morgan Teggy on the provisional pole with that 159.3. Let's see. Oh, he's off track, so he's not going to get any more.
Is that Peter Short?
That is Peter Short. He's out there in 8th. 2 minutes flat point 2. And that puts him in 8th place. He would have been a full second and a half ahead of the field in the previous race, and he's going to start on row 4 if he stays where he's at right now. He just moved to 9th.
It's just a great indication of the competitiveness of this series, but also of just how tight. Oh, that was Tristan.
No, that was. Look at this. He's going to try to come down here. He's going up against. He's right up against. Oh, Todd Schwartz. No, that was Rick Wishing. Let him go. Let's see if he hits the corner right. This Sunset Bend is one of the toughest corners. He's moved down to a 10th spot now as he comes around the finish. Stop. Let's see if he can move up at all. This is Peter Short, one of the quick guys. Puts himself into 10th.
No change.
No change.
No change.
Morgan Teggy out front. The time is almost 0. At this point, 66 can go by the 56. Chris Springer still has a chance. We'll see what he can do as he's finishing up his line. Comes across the line. Does he improve with a 159.7? This time through,
nope.
No change. Does not improve his quickest time. And that is going to be it for qualifying. 45 seconds. No one else has enough time to get back to the line. Quickest time out there on the pole, Morgan Teggy. Congratulations, Morgan. Last season's champion. And I'll tell you what, last season he was pulling away from the field. This season he is being chased.
Yes, he is.
And hunted by the field.
Top 10 separated by less than a second.
Unbelievable.
This really is a race up to the house, as long as everybody
in the braking
smart.
zones, if you miss a zone, if something happens, you spin the tires off the start, anything can happen. And when that happens, it's lights out, see you later, because 10 cars are going to go flying by you. You're never going to.
No, you're not. And even when you do, you've got a bunch of other cars that are running well that you're going to have to fight your way up through.
Hey, let's give the newer fans, the newer viewers up here, a little info. What we do here at East to West Racing, we're going to have a sprint race after qualifying. They're going to line up in order.
All right, everybody, welcome
Race
to
control.
the race at Sebring, Heat 1. Let's have a nice, clean race. If I miss anything, you guys need me for anything, just please reach out over the radio. I'll be here, and let's have some fun. Good luck.
Race control is so critical for these races. With top 10 all within a second, They're going to launch off the line from a standing start in 4 different makes of vehicles, trying to go into turn 1 without hitting each other. Chances are thin.
Are good.
Good that they do hit somebody.
That somebody's going to be walking away with a little bit of extra paint on their car.
Yeah, or a little bit
or
less.
a little bit of less car.
Yeah, a little bit less car. So
not that we saw that in our race.
No. Never. But what we do is we start off the sprint race, and it's going to be a 15-minute race. It's 8 laps, and they're going to dart out there and try to do the quickest 8 laps they can. Only the top 5 get points, so they're all gunning for the top spots. You got 26 drivers on the racetrack, all trying to get 1 through 5, and 10 of them are all within a second of each other on their qualifying times. So here we go. We're lining them up. I think we have... we're still waiting for 2 more drivers on the field. But as soon as we're done with the heat race, we're going to take the top 8 drivers and reverse the order. We're going to make the guy that finished first start 8th on the next race. And then we're going to kick him off again. Let's check out this new grid cam that we have. Oh, that's cool. Full cam here. This is ready to go, and they're green. Green, and they're racing at Sebring.
There we are.
They're shoving a little bit. Shows Nancy, but it's so far going okay.
Ooh, nose to tail on a couple of those. And Morgan is out.
Morgan out in front. Kyle right behind. Everybody gets through turn 1 clean, but let's go to some...
Oh! Somebody's back way.
We do have an incident. Incident in turn 3. Oh, that slowed a lot of cars down. And that is going to let the leaders get away. That break right there after the 3rd position. There's a huge break now. I think... Let's see if I can find where the break is. Yeah, Adam Novotny is in 3rd, 4th spot.
He's in 6th.
Well, it shows there he's in 6th. We'll wait for it to roll around to see if it's all caught up. But yeah, there's a little bit of a break. We got Kyle should still be in 2nd spot. Yeah, these top 3 are out together. There's a little bit of breakdown to top 4. 4th is Rich Hibbs. So Morgan out front. Kyle got away with him along with Josh Bailey. That's the 2 Porsches and the Audi out together in the top 3, followed by Rich Hibbs in the BMW, and then Jason Ray. Getting messages.
Watching them come through the backside and up into the last straight.
Oh, that's just a chain of cars, isn't it? It's like a twisty snake of cars.
Oh my goodness. So, and this straight, when you come to the end of it, Sunset Bend, that is a test of how much you really believe in your car for how fast you're going to go through there.
Right. Oh, Tristan's going for the pits. Tristan, who was definitely quick, already in the pit lane, and lose some spots early.
Was he involved in that incident?
I don't know what happened. He wouldn't be going in the pits if he didn't have the because with only an 8-lap sprint, he doesn't have the time. With 26 cars, he's already down to 20th.
Yeah. He's
going to end up being in the 23rd, 24th spot when he starts back out again. He's only got 6 more laps to catch up. That's unfortunate.
He won't be able to catch up.
Yeah, unfortunate. So let's go up front here. We got Morgan out in the lead, followed very closely by Kyle Robinson and Josh Bailey. Those guys are not letting him go anywhere. He is not pulling away at all. He's only got a 7/10 of a second. Two Porsches nose to tail in the front with a Audi. Very close.
Very close. The back end of the track.
Through Cunningham, Tower. Right there between, it's turn 10 through 13, Cunningham to Tower turn. Definitely one of the most technical and complex sections of the racetrack. Of almost any racetrack.
Easy to lose 2 seconds. Just for anything. Middle error, a slight wobble, just about anything can cause that.
It looks to me like Adam Novotny there in P6 is caught back up with Jason Ray and Rich Hibbs. BMW, which is normally on the top of the pylon, looks to almost be up all back here. I'm very surprised.
BMW, Audi, and BMW. That's a little bit of a surprise. And Ryan Frey with the third Porsche. Is it Frey? Just Greg Marshall. So we've got two Porsches real strong up front, and then it's a wide open field by the manufacturer.
Yeah, it's more than it was in the past. We've got much more of a mix. Unfortunately, Tristan's still in the pit, so he must have bailed on this race. Out front, Morgan Teggy, followed by Kyle Robinson here in second spot. In the blue, that I believe is the number 1 car of Josh Baling. Let's get a better count on this. We can see who we're talking about. Josh Baling in the white. He's running that white Audi with the black monster logo on there. There we go. Fourth position is who?
Fourth position is Rich Hibbs.
Rich Hibbs hails from Canada. He's a Canadian. Okay. And doing fairly well here in P4. Holding his own. P4 starts you P5. It's a flip at the top.
Car
So
number
that's gonna be
88,
interesting
drive
thing about
through, contact.
Car 88 just got a
Was that for the incident on that one?
I don't know where it was. I didn't see that.
You know, and looking at if the standings stay the way they are, check this out. Philip Scott will start the main race, the feature, on the pole. Last week he was near the front as well.
Yeah, he had a good run.
Adam Novotny.
Yeah, started early. Yeah, started up front.
So again, these and once they get in position and they start moving, it's about mental errors that will do a shakeup.
Right. Well, and last year, Jason and Josh were running the Audis, and they were a little disappointed because they were getting beat up by these big piles of BMWs. And it looks to me like the leaders have switched cars.
Yeah.
And some of them are new drivers. I mean, Kyle Robinson was not one of the leaders last season, simply because he didn't race consistently. So now, he's up there in the top, in the top of the standings. He won one of the races last week, and right now he's in that Porsche. And I'd say he's doing pretty well.
It's always interesting to see how hard they go early, and then they settle in a little bit on this sprint race.
Yeah.
But they don't have much time to get themselves in.
Had him a little loose on the exit there of the hairpin, turn 7.
So they settle in, and then we see a lot different kind of race in the feature race.
Yeah, I think you're right. I noticed that it's a lot more attack.
Yes.
In the feature, because right now they're just trying to get through they're just trying to get a good starting position for the feature.
Yeah.
If you're in the top 8, you're in the top 8. You might be flipped, but you're still in the top 8. So you get a good up top 10 start. And when there's 26 cars on the track, top 10 start is crucial.
Yeah.
It's near critical. So,
especially if your top 10 is all within a second. It could be anybody's race at that point in time.
Yeah. So this is Adam Novotny. He's in P6. That's a BMW M4 GT3. All the cars are GT3. Rick Rishon. He doesn't come up with the flashiest of paint jobs.
No, that's a pretty
standard.
I was gonna say blah paint job.
Bland. Maybe whitewashed. Whitewashed.
It's a pretty white paint job.
Yeah.
Purple tires.
Purple rims.
White with purple rims.
And Philip Scott will be very familiar with the 8th position right now. Like you said, that is the transfer spot.
Yeah.
And nice looking paint job. That's really good looking. A little smoke up front there. A little smoke. That was Josh Baling. Hey, replay man, what do you got? Did something happen to Josh? I maybe it did.
Watching
Going
Josh
into turn
come around.
one. Into turn one. Oh, he just gets loose. He just overcooks it.
A little bit.
And boom! Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. He does get back out on the racetrack, but he is going to lose a bunch of positions, and that is going to hurt. He's not going to be able to control that car very well.
No, he's not. Earlier in this race, we had mentioned that the concrete walls have the tires around them to try and make it a little easier these cars a little easier on the recovery. But he didn't go into one of the tire walls. He went directly into the barrier.
Well, here's Josh Bennett. He's down.
Oh! Yep, he's got.
Did he lose it, or did he? Oh man, I gotta check that again.
It looks like he lost it.
Let's see. I don't know if we can get a better angle. Replay now. What do you got? I'd like to think we can get a better angle and see if this was contact. And we go down into this corner here.
Side by side. I couldn't tell whether there was contact or not.
So we'll wait and see what race control says on that one. That one might be a penalty on the 48 car for that error. We'll find out. We'll find out. Right now, Josh dropped back to 15th after his incident. Now that's I mean, he spun on his own early, so it's rough to be in that spot.
Yeah.
We didn't make it very far through the field. We got Kyle Robinson. This is Morgan Tenke up front. Kyle Robinson in second spot. The field has split up a little bit. 1.6 seconds now from the
Incident between car 1 and 48, unfortunately, was net code. There wasn't close bump in there, but that was not the cause of the incident.
Well, there you have it. There's the ruling. Number one gets pushed back. At least nobody got a drive-through for it.
Right. Well, and as we've been watching, we identified that he was probably going to have some difficulty controlling his car.
Yeah.
It looks like it was just a little overcooked.
Yeah, Rich up to third with that incident with Josh.
Josh will not be happy with that.
Now, Jason and Adam now up to fourth and fifth, and this battle looks pretty close. We're on lap 6. We've got 2 laps to go after this one. We're not even halfway through lap 6. So,
Adam really wants to make a move there. Just can't seem to get his nose out into clean air.
5th place is 20 points. 4th place is 40 points. Double your number if you can get by him. He does look like he's a little quicker. Let's see. Adam in 5th there. Richard Wishon in 6th. He's moved up with the white with purple wheels.
Philip Scott still behind him.
Yeah. And now Rick Wishon.
Coming down the Ullman Straight. Picking up as much speed as they possibly can and then slamming into Sunset Bend. Trying to keep the car flat and through there is a challenge.
You can even see these cars banging around those bumps. Let's see, Rick in the transfer spot now, in 8th spot, and he has Ryan Fry just gunning for him here. Ryan back in the Porsche as well. Ryan has raced, I think, every car in the series. I've seen him in the BMW, I've seen him in the Mercedes, I've seen him in the Porsche, Ferrari, I've seen him in everything. Former teammate of mine. He's with Atomic Racing. Jeff Wyatt was really strong in the previous race when we were at JNR Craftworks. Jeff, you can see his main sponsor on the car. He owns.
Does he own JNR Craftworks?
He is the JNR Craftworks.
Well,
that is Jeff Wyatt. He's got company though. Alex Good right there in P11 is only 7/10 back. Little battle there. Battles all the way through the field. That's one of the things the guys love in this series. I've talked to lots of them about anything we need to change or anything they want to do different. Set these races up, try to make them competitive, try to make them fun. And everybody just loves the competition because it's from the first car to the last car, there's somebody to race.
Yeah.
Speaking of somebody to race. Where's Novotny? Oh,
Adam Novotny.
He got by. He got by. He
Adam
did.
Novotny.
No,
fifth.
he's still right behind Jason Rabe. Okay. I was looking at the screen and I noticed the two dots were overlapping each other, but then I clicked on the wrong car. All right, this is it. Final lap as they come across the line. Morgan out front, followed by Kyle and Rich, Jason, Adam, Richard. Ooh, really wide there from Richard, all the way into that little cubby. Followed by Philip Scott, Rick Wishon, Ryan Fry, Alex Good there for your top 10. You just went by Jeff Wyatt. 10 spot. Joe Fierro, Chris Spring. 56 car, 1 more lap to go. White flag is out. Chris always running the Springfield Armory. Good job. Sometime. Unfortunately, Josh not having the race he wanted back in 14th.
Looks like he didn't go into the pits. He's just trying to control it as best he can.
Yeah, the higher up he can finish, the better start he gets for the next race. Tough break.
I'm sure that he's getting a different workout than he had planned on.
Yeah.
Based on that earlier content.
And will continue to do so in the next race, being starting back in 15th, 14th or 15th spot. 1 lap to go here. Todd Schwartz in 16th. Brett Elder from Australia. He's actually from New Zealand. He's a Kiwi.
Yes, he is. He was talking about visiting family back in Australia and back racing with us. We hadn't seen him for a little while.
Yeah. Peter Short, not sure where he dropped off to. He was in that top 10, currently in 18th position. That's 2 weeks in a row. He has not had the races we have anticipated from him. So we'll see how that goes.
I wonder if he was involved in that earlier incident.
He was, because he went into the pit stop. He went into the pits on lap 2, so he definitely was involved with something. But here we go. Our leader is coming around for the checkered flag of the sprint race. This will put Morgan Teggy on the front of the standings right now. But that puts him in 8th spot behind drivers like Kyle Robinson, Rich Hibbs, Jason Rabe, Adam Novotny, Philip Scott. I mean, he's going to have a heck of a time.
He's going to have a lot of work to get back up front.
A lot of work. Now,
well, we expect him to have a lot of work getting back up front. If it's anything like our feature race, it's very likely that he'll just drive through everybody when they run into each other on turn 1.
I don't know that we'll have that. We do have, we have had race control report. There's a lot of aggressive behavior out there today. We'll see how that works out as we start the next race. Hopefully it's not as bad as, I mean, when there's 26 drivers, you're flipping the top 8. Those top 8 drivers are all top-notch drivers. You know, when there's 15 drivers and you're flipping the top 10, you get a pretty good mix of drivers of who's up front. So it does make a big difference. That's true. We'll see how this turns out. It should be good. We're gonna finish up the laps here. Oh, and that was the 66 of Jeff Peters trying to finish up the race. He was, I don't know if he'll lose a spot or not, but that was definitely not what he wanted to do. As he's coming down Allman Straight, he does have Rib Spalding in 23rd.
It was a hard
behind
hit
him.
on the wall.
Yeah. See if he can keep it under him until he gets across the line. 22nd place finish isn't what he was after.
No.
But I don't think he was doing any better without the incident. He
yeah,
also went in on lap 7, so he's just 1 lap out of the pits.
It's a little surprising that he was going as hard as he was when there was nothing really to be gained.
Right.
It didn't look like he was going to be able to gain that spot. He just...
And now we have the
3-minute
warm-up. So the drivers have a chance to take a quick break. We should have an announcement coming from race control to woe things down a bit. Just, you know, if there's no room to make the pass, don't make the pass. Driver, you know, in racing, the driver that is making the pass is the one responsible for making it clean. So,
yeah. Well, and if you know, it's funny. We talk about the fact that this is a place to race and have fun, but there's also something to be said for the fact that when you're racing at home, and you are in comfortable surroundings. Sometimes you overestimate what you're going to be capable of, and I wonder too. I know for me, there are times that I say to myself, if I go just a little bit, try a little bit harder on this.
Yeah, if I go a little bit deeper into the corner,
then and it doesn't work. I'm not out $250,000 for messing up this car.
Yeah, well, there is
so
that.
I wonder, and we've got great racers. We've got people that have a lot of experience in doing this kind of driving. Maybe I'm not saying that that's part of the makeup, but I will say that if there was a piece that would stop you from being aggressive because you were going to have to pay for everything when it was over, or because you were going to have to make a trip to the infield care center, none of those are involved. Now it's all just pride and ego, and who can say that they're getting the best race out of this thing?
Well, and do with a real race team, you might go out and
All right, guys, that was real eventful heat race there. Let's just remember on the first lap, there is going to be early braking. People are going to be jockeying for position. I'll let you guys rub. I have no problem with a little hard racing. Let's just make sure that we're respecting one another when we're on this track. Moving forward, also, if you do get into an incident, make sure you are holding your brakes. That is extremely key to ensure that nothing else ensues. Anything that you guys want to go over after the race, I will be here to do so. And I wish you guys a fun race moving forward.
Well, that's it for warm-up.
There you go.
Well, I was about to say one of the big keys to the regular race, if you're in a real car, is the sponsors. The sponsors have to be in it. And you have to do well enough to keep those sponsors underneath you.
Yeah, you do.
If you make all kinds of errors and you're wrecking cars all the time, they're not just going to keep piling money on you. They want to see your car in victory lane. That's why they sponsor you. So, but what's great about this is here at Bigg Wizurd TV, we have sponsors.
We do have sponsors.
But they're not on the car. Well, they're not on a lot of the cars, but wrecking a car isn't going to hurt our sponsorship.
No, it's not. Who are our sponsors?
Stair Fittings Incorporated is one of our primary sponsors for the league and for Bigg Wizurd TV here. Stair Fittings Inc. is where you go find quality products for your home. They have stairs, they have stair parts, they have accessories, anything you need for your stairs, they got it. And we're already lining up, so our second sponsor was going to be
Grandpa's Kitchen.
Grandpa's Kitchen. You can check them out at grandpaskitchen.com.
Grandpa's Kitchen, they know gluten-free because they live gluten-free.
Yeah, good stuff. Tastes great. I've had lots of their products. And
so have I.
Yeah, I would imagine. And never had a bad cookie, cake, or brownie, or muffin.
Next time we probably ought to do chocolate waffles.
Chocolate waffles. Can we eat them while we're on the air?
I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should too.
Yeah, I think we should.
These guys are jumping off the grid and running back to either get fuel, or maybe these guys are choosing not to start on the front row.
Are they choosing to start from the pits?
They may be, or the lights are going. We're ready to go, everybody. This is it. So if they're off the grid, they're not going to be there.
Go, go, go.
There we go. And the green light has gone, and the passing has begun. Slow start from the front row. And it is 4 and 5 wide going into turn 1. Do they make it through? So far, so good. I see a lot of cars side by side back there. I also see a lot of action so far going through.
Adam Levine all the way out.
Adam jumps out to the lead from the 4th place start. I think there were a couple cars that chose to start in the pits. So that, I believe, is where some... Oh, we got a car around. That looks like the 48. That is the 48. No.
Joe Fierro.
And that... He did not follow those instructions of keeping holding the brakes. But did get himself back on the racetrack without causing any incident. Let's see possibly what happened. But the battles are... I don't know if I can jump to that. The battles are still...
Oh my word, we've got another car off.
There is one of the leaders that... Oh, and another car. Oh, we've got way too much going on.
There's carnage.
There are cars everywhere at the moment. Too many to get on the replays. Lots of cars all over the place. There's another one.
Oh my word!
Yeah, not what we wanted to see there, everybody. Not what we wanted to see. Let's go back to live. And front of the field with Adam out in the lead. Lots of cars in the pits. I see Mooney in the pits. I see the 86 of Jeff Wyatt in the pits. Jason Rabe threw that cleanly in P2, followed by Philip Scott in the 99 in third. That was a rough
Car number
lap.
1, drive-through, contact, lap 1.
Car number 1 started it. And he is right here, diving down inside a couple more. Oh, tight there, tight. Short speeder of the 8th in the BMW. Around the outside. Oh, my, really well there.
Side-by-side racing.
Through turns. What's through turns 3, 4, 5. Yeah, unfortunate. Jason, Ryan Fry, look at this. He's out in P7. Ahead of these guys, just in front.
A little bit of a gap to get to the top 6. But look at that.
Right together. Right together. A little snake there. 7 through 11. Right together. Let's see. Wow, that was crazy. I couldn't even keep up.
No,
I couldn't even keep up with that. That was way too much action going on. We don't have another guy in the back room doing replays. It's just us. Adam Novotny out front, followed by Jason Rabe, Philip Scott, and then Morgan Teggy and 15. Followed by Richard Wishon. That's your top 6, and they are all right together here in front of this field.
Hopefully that little bit of skittish action at the beginning of this race will settle down in the next 13 laps without incident.
Actually, this one's going to run for 21.
We have 21 laps on this race.
This is a 40-minute race. Oh, and that's
yeah.
Josh. Was that helped? I saw a little wiggle. Let's take a look and see what we can show you there. There's so much going on here. He's coming off through. This is through Le Mans corner, and it's an easy place to lose it. You get on the gas a little bit too soon, coming off of this corner, and it's so easy to lose it and go into the tire barrier. That does look like what he did.
That's what he did.
Spun it out into the barrier.
Oh,
and I believe,
hard hit straight in.
I believe he has.
And he filled with it.
I think that's it. He could have easily driven that back. I think he ended this thing. Morgan up third.
Oh.
Wow, there's Philip Scott.
Scott.
Very wide. Yeah, he's going to lose that spot. Morgan,
And
well,
2 more.
I don't know, because that you get a great run if you go wide like that off that down into 1. We'll see if he can hang on here. Scott definitely has the preferred line. So he holds on to P3 for now. Morgan on the inside, though. As they go into 3, 4, 5, Morgan is in deeper.
Makes it stick.
Makes the pass. You're my wingman.
I was too busy watching the exciting action going on up front.
But the race fans couldn't watch it because we had the replay video going.
Do we need to do a replay of what the fans should have seen? Don't do it. Don't do it.
What is this? You sure?
Stay with us where we're
I
at.
got a button. I can hit the button. Joe with the spin early. He is now back here. Greg Prochnow in 12th. Joe Fierro in 13th, trailing behind Brett Elder.
And check it out. Kyle Robinson in 15th place, but has the fastest lap of the race so far.
That's quick. He is definitely quick.
It would not surprise me at all if Kyle is able to move his way up in the top 10.
Let me fix that over there just a little bit. I hope everybody noticed my correction.
I think everybody did. I know I did.
Yeah.
And it was very smooth.
Smooth.
You are
Smooth. Yeah.
You are becoming very effective at that.
World travel.
You
That's
are
me.
world travel.
World travel.
You are an engineer.
Alright, well we lost a few viewers, so we're down to just a couple left. Hey, we got some typing, we got some fans though. Hey, it's Mike. Mike, hey man. We love the gluten-free cookies, buddy. Thanks for chiming in. Sorry we didn't see that before.
Appreciate that.
There was a lot of action going on, so we're like, kind of following that, you know what I mean? So let's see what we got. Bracken's out in front. Adam came to play on this one.
Give Adam that room. He will take it on. Last night's practice race, Adam was eating up the course. I know, this is great. Hey, scampering.
Scamper.
Do I get credit for that?
Oh yeah. All day long. All day long. All day long. Let's check back this action from the cockpit. This is Joe Fierro. He's behind Greg Crush now, and right in front of him, Brett Elder. These guys are fairly close together here on the racetrack. Coming down into the hairpin, turn number 7, you can see the view from the driver's perspective. And you can tell from this BMW, you don't have a lot of view. There's kind of minimal view here.
Into that braking zone. That is one of the hardest braking zones on the entire course. If you're just a little too soon or a little too late, you find yourself in a world of hurt real fast.
Is somebody either riding right up into your bumper?
Happened.
Yeah.
Or running off into...
This is Morgan. He's now caught Jason here. He's going to try and get it.
No, he's not.
Well, he's going to go around the outside, but he's going to try to set him up for the inside off. Let's see if we can get him going off this corner. No, he goes wide. Oh, it's a good run. He started a little bit too far.
Always keep trying to go.
One yet in a tree. Man, not only is Morgan there, but Morgan has a bunch of drivers with him. He's not coming back. I have seen him do it here in turn 7. If he gets a good launch out of turn 5, he can go around that sweeper in turn 6 and see if he gets a good angle going down into the corner, into the hairpin.
Tight racing.
I don't think we did.
What's that?
I don't think we're live.
Oh dear. Did we drop?
No, hang on, we'll get it fixed. You want to watch this here?
Are we delayed?
Yeah, we're a little bit delayed. That's all right. We got great racing action. You see Morgan go around here and down into Cunningham.
And he's going to get it.
On the
No, he's not. Yes, he is. Oh my word!
That was tight.
That was very close.
Okay, let's get back to that. Sorry about that, boys and girls. As you can see, he has made the pass and into second spot, but now 4 seconds the gap. He's got to run down our leader, Adam Novotny. He's out front in the BMW.
Well, if there's anybody that can run him down, it's Morgan, but these guys are both exceptionally good drivers in this series. Lots of experience, lots of time behind the wheel. Neither of them have experience. Adam with a good run. Morgan's starting to put a little bit of space between himself and third. So he's got his sights solidly set where he wants to go.
Jason Mayfield is holding on to third fairly well. He's got Philip Scott and Chase, followed by Rich Hibbs and Richard Wishon. Those guys haven't been extremely aggressive in the past. We'll see if that changes tonight. Patience runs out, and they want to have that spot. We'll see what happens.
Top 10 is not a bad spot at all to be in. Being 6th and being 5th is a big difference in points.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That's 5th place is where the cutoff starts, and it goes from 20 points down to 10 points when you get into 6th and 7th. So big gap in the front. 350 points for the win, 20 for second. And then it goes down to 300 for third, and 280, 260. So it does make a difference. You want to be in that top 5.
Philip Scott in 4th position. Looks like he's trying to see if he can make a move, a similar move on Jason. He's just not able to close that gap, though. Not seeing it.
See the speed.
You know, it's too bad we couldn't say something like turn it up or something.
I got it cranked as about as high as it'll go. Oh, you know what we do? We know what we're doing. We're in the dark. It's just a little spinner on right there.
That one.
Yeah, you just have to spin the knob. Hey! Hey, look at that! We are here!
Racing.
Hey, we are here in the racetrack. I almost see. Look at the difference. Look how much.
Oh wow! Yeah, we look pretty good.
We do look.
We look much better this way.
Yes.
Well, I was able to get that because.
Thanks for noticing, Eric.
There you go.
These guys have pulled away a little bit from fifth spot for the 974. That is Richard Wishon in the amazingly painted white car.
Amazing.
He does have that purple stripe on the bottom. He had to do some work for that.
Okay. Purple rims, purple stripe.
Maybe we could get somebody to paint a car for him next week. We'll see. Everything's pretty well calmed down for the moment. There's a few cars still in pit lane. Gray Welch coming out. Now we see that is the 74
like
Rick Wichon. No, that's Mooney still in there.
Oh, okay.
In the 88 car, he is still in pit lane as well. That car does not look good. So it's possible.
Did we miss an accident? An incident?
I think we may have. But what happens? What happens here is iRacing is a simulator.
Yes.
It's not real life. So they have a thing called fast repair, and these drivers all have 2 fast repairs. So what you do is you have to program your buttons on your steering wheel or on your computer. Some people have a button panel. Some people just use a keyboard. Some people program buttons on the wheel. And what that allows them to do is it allows them to push a button to change settings on the car. So what happens a few times, not a lot, but it does happen, if you forget to push the button on the fast repair, you have to wait the entire time for the car to get fixed. And typically a repair on a GT3 car is like 25 minutes. So with a 42-minute race, 28 minutes to go,
that could be your race.
It's possible that he just forgot to hit the fast repair button, and he's waiting for repair because he's still in the race. He's just not on the track. And what did we just see that we didn't see? That is a battle. Look at this battle here for P6. Peter Short, Rich Hibbs, side by side here, going down into turn 7, into the hairpin. Not really a place to go side by side. Peter smartly takes the later braking on the outside, lets Rich get back in front of him there. But this battle here is for P5. A lot of points on the line here.
Fun watching these 2 BMWs slug it out for the position. Keeping each other honest and keeping it safe.
Where we saw a lot of BMWs last week, this week, and they can pick whatever car they want. Sure. 8 cars to choose from. There's 5 of them out here. And they can pick whatever they want week to week. So if they think that the BMW drives better for them at Sebring, or the Porsche does at Sebring, they can pick that car. There's no restrictions on which car you can take. There's 8 of them total. Nobody's out here in the Ford GT. That's an older car. It doesn't have the handling characteristics and things that the newer ones do. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that.
Oh! And it looks like
that was Richard.
Yeah.
Did he just spun it like a lot of cars losing it right there in that corner. Let's see if that's what happened.
Watching him come around.
He's coming around that Milanska corner. Oh, he hits the grass.
Yeah, he hits the grass.
Hits the grass into the wall. Oh, that's a really hard hit. Not going to be good for him.
At least he can.
Yeah, he should be able to get a fast repair and get back out there on the racetrack. Loses a few spots.
behind him and trying to come up on Greg Crotch now. Greg's got a little bit of distance, so it's going to take him a while to close that. Joe Fiero right on his tail. Maybe Joe's going to make a move before he's going to be able to kind of catch up to him. Yes, he is. Trying to come around.
Oh,
and he hits the spot.
Wow. It almost
on the hairpin.
Almost seemed like he let him have it.
And that was for 10th place. So Joe Fiero now in a position to try and trace down Greg Crotch now for 6 or for 9. Excuse me. Joe's moving up the field, but it doesn't really look like Brett's giving him much room. He's staying with him, trying to get going.
And look who's here in 12th spot, right behind these guys after
Kyle
his early
Robinson
incident.
after his early incident.
Yeah, damage on the front of that car. You can see the front splitter a little wiggly, little bendy there. I don't think it's supposed to bend quite like that.
Well, it is a Porsche. That's when it looks that way and it performs well, they call that a feature.
That's not a bug?
That's not a bug. That's a feature.
Got it. I'm with you now.
Let's see. To have moved up as well as he has, because remember
he's coming in.
He's coming into the pits.
He's coming in. Everybody is going to have to make a pit stop. So being able to extend this. Now this would be a great example, a great shot of what happens with a fast repair. Because he's going to have his fast repair on. Mooney has left the pit lane, so he has finished his repairs and gone back out. As you can see, he's not out there anymore.
Right.
He's on the track. He's in the Moss corner. Now watch this car.
And
boom. Car goes back to normal. That's called a fast repair, and that you can do in a simulator that you cannot do in real life.
No, you can't. No, you can't. I'm sure that there's somebody sitting there watching this race right now that was one of the pit guys at an earlier race today saying, why can't it be that easy for us? Yeah, I'm sure that's what's going on.
Any idea what we got going on here?
Well, I think what we've got is we've got a battle for first place. And Morgan has finally chased down Adam, closed the gap down to less than half a second, and just chasing Adam for everything he's worth. Adam trying to make sure that he can stay away as best he can. Morgan is definitely going to make him earn this and be honest all the way through this. There's no room for gimmies. Coming up into Sunset. And
those bumps.
My goodness.
You see the Porsche go over those bumps. He's
Yeah.
going to try to get a run here going over the front straight.
He's in the draft. Is he going to be able to make a move around him?
This is such a hard place to pass. You've got to nail this corner just perfect to make it through fast.
He lets him go.
He's been known to catch up there in turn 3, hasn't he?
And remember, we saw Morgan pass on
right here.
Was it 3 or 5?
It was 3 through 5, I think. not forcing the issue on this lap. They are catching up with lap traffic. That's Jeff Wyatt in 20th spot.
Jeff, who raced a very good race in the JNR Contender Series, here on this same track.
Just moments ago.
He has been, and if fatigue has anything to do with it, he might be suffering a little bit of that.
Yeah,
he's been in the cockpit now for almost 3 hours.
Look at this battle still going on here between the BMWs. There's just battles all over the racetrack. I can click on multiple sections on the track and find door-to-door racing events all over the place.
And here it is.
Back up to the front. Can Morgan get a run? Down through Bishop, they're headed down through into Le Mans. This is an extremely tricky racetrack, right in this section right here. It's got to be one of the most difficult for me to get through that Le Mans corner without any issues. The 3 corners, 14, 15, 16, you go through those and the car is so loose. And you're going over those curbs and the curbs aren't flat. you know, you're trying to keep the car under control and underneath you. And I tell you what, this is some good racing up front right here. Starting to go through. Most of the drivers starting to get their pit stop now. And there we see one there by Morgan.
Going in.
Morgan going in the pits, and that's a lap early. Now, what we could really watch here is to see if Morgan's trying to do the undercut. Now, it's one thing where you can't get by somebody because they're in front of you. And maybe you're quicker, but you can't pass them. And Morgan now has the quickest lap of the race now with that 2-minute flat 0. So, if Morgan was being held up by Adam, and Morgan goes in the pits, comes back out on clean track, does a quick out lap, Morgan then has to pit. And if he comes out,
Adam still has to pit.
Or that's what I mean, Adam still has to pit. And in that position, Adam could easily end up behind Morgan if Morgan's out lap is quicker than Adam's.
Yeah, that's, you know, pit strategy is certainly something that we have to think about for these longer races. In some of the shorter races, the sprint race, there's no need to go into the pits. You're only going in if you've wrecked your car.
Right.
But here, they've got to make at least one pit stop for fuel. So your timing for that and your decision of when to go can have all kinds of implications.
So let's
only one of them.
Yeah,
I get in front of the other guy.
That's right. And for the lead, that's what you want. You want to be able to get out, and you want to be able to get out in front and stay out. Last lap for these guys, still in the 2-minute range. Adam Novotny with a 2-minute.6. Jason Ray, 2-minute.7. These guys are still running extremely fast laps up in the front. We're going to watch this. We're going to watch Adam go around and see if he comes in the pits. Many cars have made their pit stop now. Number 1 and 2 and number 3 on the scoreboard right now are still out on the track without a pit stop. So how far can they go? Can they go another time around? We're going through Sunset Bend now. We're going to find out if Adam has to make his stop now or if he can go one more lap. Lighter car, less fuel.
Looks like he's going in.
Turning in.
Yep.
He's turning in.
And the Jeff Wyatt both.
And Jason Rabe as well. And let's now follow
Rich Hibbs,
the 07, and see if he can come around. He's going through Le Mans corner right now. He's in 7th right now, but effectually this is actually for the lead. The 2 cars in front of him still have to pit. So will he come out in front of Adam, or will Adam make it out quicker?
This is going to be interesting.
With a shorter stop.
If you're watching on the screen, you can see where pit lane is off the front straight.
Adam's moving. It's not yet. Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. 212. That's
not Greg Prochnow. He did not pit. So there goes Adam now. And that's not even going to be close.
No.
That's not even going to be close.
Morgan's got him.
The undercut worked perfectly there for Morgan Teggy. He got out. Oh, and he goes wide. That is a tricky spot. If you let off the gas and just let it coast, you can do it. But that is not going to help his chances for holding off a fast-charging Adam Novotny. But I think he's already out in front. His tires are already 1 lap long. I think he's got this. Now, maybe, this is just a maybe, if Adam took the extra time to take tires, will he have more tires left in 17 minutes and be able to get back up on Morgan Teggy?
So you're wondering if the reason it took him a little extra time is because he was getting his time?
It's possible. It is possible. Now, one thing for sure is that Adam has a gaggle of cars right behind him. Adam currently in 3rd, effectively in 2nd when Greg goes into the pits next lap. But he's got Philip, Jason, Peter, Rich, all right there behind him, all within just a few seconds.
Is that a gaggle or a plethora?
Seeing, you're the doctor. There's more syllables in plethora. So I'm guessing that's the right word, right?
I think plethora starts at 5 cars. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's 5 following you count Chris Springer.
Well, if we count Chris Springer, how close is Chris?
He's just 2nd behind. He's only a 1.5 seconds. 2 seconds behind Rich. Yeah, that's a debate for you doctors. You guys go debate that in some forum somewhere. Maybe you can start up a paper.
We'll write a paper.
Write a paper.
It's a how close do you need to be before it's a plethora?
Before it's
it's a gaggle right now.
It's a gaggle, yeah. If Chris can move up a little bit,
if he'll close that gap.
If
he'll close that gap.
Maybe
See,
we'll call
we're close.
Maybe we'll call it a plethora.
Yeah.
And Greg Crouch now does go in the pits, and he's going to come in for his stop. Let's see. Let's see if we can go through the field without the field making it so we can't. We know Adams up, or Morgan's out front. Adams is second. Philip Scott has moved up into third spot in his bright blue Mercedes.
He's done extremely well.
Very, very good driver, this guy.
He was down in 10th spot.
Yeah.
When we started?
Yeah, we started the race up to third. Jason Raven leading Audi on the racetrack. So we've got a Porsche, a BMW, a Mercedes, and an Audi in the top five. Top four. With Peter Short in top five, followed by Rich Hibbs. That battle has
not.
Yeah, it's swapped. It did swap though, because Peter did manage to get by Rich. So Rich in 15, he's in fifth spot, followed by Chris Springer, who's trying to make it a plethora. Because he's trying to gain on these leaders.
You know, if he'll just close that gap, we can call it a plethora.
What do you
we
think
can call it a plethora.
It's 1.6 seconds. Is 1.6 close enough? Or does it have to be like 1.5?
It has to be under a second.
Under a second, not a plethora.
Not a plethora.
And as we're doing this, they're actually starting to get away as Adam's starting to pull away. Putting that gap in, as you can see on the track. Alright, so
Kyle Robinson now with the fastest lap of the race.
59.8. Through it's Greg Crouch now in 8th, and Kyle Robinson has moved himself up into 9 with that fast lap. He pit sooner than everybody else. Everybody else pit, well, except for Ryan, but everybody else was pitting lap 12, 13, 14. He pit on lap 10.
He had that little bit of damage, so the advantage that he had getting that damage fixed allowed him to be a little bit more aggressive. He is going to have, if there is going to be problems with tires, he's going to have problems with tires before everybody else is.
You know, 40-minute race, they shouldn't, but it just depends on how hard they push. So, Joe Fierro in 10th still. No change for him. And then Ryan Fry in P11 in that Porsche. Coming down the Almond Straight.
Sorry about the bump there earlier on. Hopefully it didn't put you off.
Having the race he wanted, he had that incident coming off of Lamon's corner there, and he ran into the wall, so he's got that damage fixed, and he got his pit stop that was on lap 10. It was soon enough he should be able to make it to the end of the race. Just came on the radio, making a comment to everybody about
Apologizing for a bump.
Yeah, he may have caused an incident or something. If it was an incident, race control will find that, and they'll run him through drive-through. Yeah. So, drive-through penalty takes about 20 or some odd, 28 seconds, I think, to drive through the pit lane without stopping.
And that 20 seconds feels like forever.
Especially as tight as the field is. If you're in that top 15, 20 seconds will put you into the back. If you're, yeah, it's crazy. The 66 of Jeff Peters, he's in 14th spot. He's running in that. He's got some JNR sponsors on there, and that's followed by Todd Schwartz in the 420. Todd, definitely one of the most improved drivers. Season 6 really came on strong. Late in the season, did a lot of racing in Formula 1, and improved his driving. Yeah, really out there running strong. Top 15 in this series is saying something.
Yeah.
And you've got some fast drivers out there in front of you. Let's see, 16th is Sean Williams, not having the race he wanted. He was quick. He does have a 2.24, a little quicker than the drivers in front of him on the lap times, but not able to be consistent today. Had some issues early on. Pit on lap 10, and is now back out there cruising. 16th. Here's one. Another Audi here. Rick Wishaw. Now, Rick, I believe he did. He beat me 2 times in the last race. I wrecked in the first sprint. But then I finished 3rd in the first one. Rick beat me in both of those races. Now, Rick and I were pretty close in competition before, when we raced before he had surgery on his wrist, But now he has.
Is that where we're going to go with this?
He's got surgery on his wrist. He's got his arm in a sling. He's using one hand in automatic shifting because he doesn't have use of his left hand. His left wrist has been fused with some plates in it.
And he's gotten rid of most of the force feedback on his wheel.
So the wheel will turn easier.
I think what we're looking at is I think his reconstruction on his arm is unfair damage. I think that we should ask for a ruling on this.
For a ruling? You send it to race control? I just think it's amazing that you do that. And what I'm really concerned about is we're very close racing prior to this injury. And he still can beat me with the injury. So how good is he going to be when he comes back with both arms?
Once he has to start shifting again, he's going to lose at least 2 seconds a lap.
Yeah, I doubt it. But good call. Way to help me feel better. That worked. That worked. No.
I mean, you are the league owner, and I'm in your basement.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure we keep everything nice and civil.
Civilized is great. It's great.
The nice thing about watching some of these drivers that are in both series is to see how competitive they can be in both series. It's not a situation where they're holding anybody up or where they're getting in anybody's way. They're solid in both series and learning how to be better racers. Which really, I mean, that's what we're here for. Have fun and learn how to be a better racer.
Improve your craft. That's definitely the way to do it. Get out there, get the track time, improve your driving. 19, great. I felt bad in the last race. Gray's here in the darker colored BMW behind the Todd. That's Todd Schwartz. Gray right there behind him. When I lost it at the end of race 1, I had a great run into turn 1. I was trying to get around Brett Elder, not realizing that he couldn't move over like I was expecting him to. And the only place I had to go was the grass. And once I hit the grass, I didn't took him out. Feel bad about that. It was the sprint.
It was very cool about it.
Let's see, 21st is long stop on lap 3. It says it was only 27 seconds. He repaired. Well, he didn't tow in. I think he came in and forgot to use his fast repair. But all he did was fix the required damage.
Thank you, Rick, for the readdress.
He went back out and on the racetrack, came back in the next lap to get a fast repair, and that's why he's got that 27 second stop. He is in 21st, and he is the last car still on the racetrack of the 26 cars he started the race. He just blipped.
That was good.
Well, that's what happens in the world. Morgan Tegge's still out front, has now pulled away from Adam Novotny by 6.5 seconds.
I don't think Morgan's going to get back for 6 seconds anytime.
Let's go back to that cockpit camera. Just listen to this. That's why it sounds like this, because it's a Porsche. This is a Bigg This car is a V8. Listen to the difference. Listen to the difference on the side. That sounds so good.
And you would wonder if you're not a racer, if you're not someone familiar with iRacing, you might say, well, what difference does it make whether you hear engine sounds or not? I can tell you that it makes an incredible difference for the guys that are driving cars, because driving in silence or driving with wrong engine noises doesn't give you the information that you need about how your car's performing.
If you were in a real car, you'd have G-forces, you'd have sounds, you'd have forces in every direction. But when you sit in a sim rig, your seat isn't moving.
There's nothing to do except
all you have is the wheel and your ears, and your brakes, and gas, and your pedals. So these guys will spend thousands of dollars getting their rig together. So they'll have, some of them have little bumpers under the corners, so they can actually feel the bumps.
Really?
Yeah. They actually can do that with bass shaker speakers. You can do that.
Is that what Brett was talking about when he said this?
Yeah,
Guy was coming in through this.
yeah, his
Wow.
voice was coming in through the bass shakers. So they have the ability to feel the car a little bit that way.
Wow.
A lot of the guys have what they call direct drive steering wheels. A direct drive steering wheel gives you a lot more force, as you know, because the two wheels we have here in the basement is direct drive. So
I like the belt driven.
yeah,
I know you like the you like the direct.
it depends on the car you're in. This kind of car bodes well for both, which is I think why Rick does so well.
Oh,
Oh, and
Philip
that
Scott.
was Philip Scott going around.
Looks like he
Oh,
just
let's
did. He
see.
just overcook that corner.
Oh, we got to find out. Replay man, what do you got for us there? Let's watch him coming in here. This is the hairpin. This is Philip Scott, who was in third position, right behind Adam Novotny.
He just
got on the gas.
overcooks it.
Got on the gas too soon. Oh, and that puts him back into P7. Oh, he's going to be beating himself up for that one.
It is not unusual for fatigue to set in toward the end of a race and for little errors.
Yeah, there's only 3 to go.
Yeah.
This time by only 3. As our leader coming down almost straight right now. Oh, but oh man, did that shuffle it up? Look at the battle now. Up in the front, we've got Morgan out front.
7 seconds.
Adam in second. But look at this group. This gaggle is still a gaggle. Peter Short in third now, just 1.5 seconds back off of Adam. Adam seems to be still running these great lap times. 2 minutes flat. Peter Short just 0.2 quicker on his fastest lap time. We'll see if as it rolls around. They're just crossing the start-finish line now. Going down in turn 1. We'll catch their lap times here as we see them go across the top of the screen. Last lap, Morgan 2 minutes flat, Adam 2 minutes flat 9, Peter 2 minutes flat 7, Jason 2 minutes, identical times between Peter Short and Jason Ray. Chris Springer 2 minutes flat 7, Rich Hibbs 2 minutes flat 5. The top 6 all with almost identical times.
And then we get down to 8th place. Kyle Robinson, 1:59.8, fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
But he's just out of position.
He's out of reach.
Yeah.
He's out of reach. He's not going to be able to make that back. When you have an incident and you have an error and you have to go back and get a fast repair or whatever it is that you have to do, the car gets slowed down. He only has what's he got? But he's 20 seconds back off of Philip Scott.
But congratulations to him are due for getting involved in that incident, being back toward the back of the pack, and fighting his way all up to 8th spot.
Yeah, that's great racing.
Just incredible effort on his part. Well done. That goes
My
up there in the
apologies,
list
sorry
of
if that was
lyric
on me.
victories. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Somebody's. Yes,
Goes up.
absolutely. Absolute victory for Kyle coming back in and pushing hard and just hit another fast lap, 1:59.881. Is that his last lap?
That was his last one. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Morgan out front. Still ripping off. 2 minutes flat, 0.2.
He's gonna get white flag this time, by.
Yep, this is the white flag. There's
There's white flag.
Bernie the flag man going nuts. You can't see him behind the sign there.
He follows us from race to race, doesn't
He
he?
does. He's really good with it. There he goes.
There you
Hey,
go.
Bernie,
Hey,
how
Bernie.
you doing, buddy? How you doing? He's waving that thing like there's no tomorrow. And hey, guess what?
For him,
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow out here.
It's just today.
That's right. Can Adam Novotny hold off Peter Short for second, or will this battle go
Peter
to the
Short
wire?
with the fastest lap of the race, 1:59.81.
Just eclipsed Kyle Robinson's 8.8 the last lap. So he is gaining. He's pushing hard. He's saved his tires. He's saved his fuel. Let's see if he's got enough to save the spot and get another step up on that podium.
This is it. Well, I think they were laughing at something the replay man said. Maybe they were laughing at Bernie.
They were laughing with us.
They were not at us. No. Nobody laughs at us except maybe the people listening to the stream.
Yeah, and us.
And us. Well, there is that.
Morgan Teggy coming still way out in front. 7-second lead now over this battle. As this battle for second heating up now. 0.4 of a second. Going through Bishop down into Lamont's corner. This is the tight
This is
section.
where he's going to get it if he's going to get it at all.
If he's got to run, he can see if he can do it here. Man, down to 0.2. Oh, look at the run.
He's going to try and get it.
He's got a great run coming off of the corner down Almond Straight. Oh, that's drafting for sure. Adam blocking a little bit, moving to the inside. And Peter's going to go around the outside, side by side into Sunset Bend. Who's got the angle, who's got the speed, and who's got the guts to pull it off? Adam Novotny coming around.
He's got the tighter line.
He's going to try to do a switch over. Here it goes, side by side.
Oh, he's going to get him.
Peter Short coming across the line.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, what a race. What a finish. What a finish. That puts Morgan Teggy out in the front, Peter Short in second, Adam Novotny in third.
Good podiums.
Yes, Jason Ray followed by Chris Springer. Rich Hibbs coming in P5. Philip Scott, after his error, ends up in 7th. Rich Hibbs in 6th. Chris Springer in 5th. They named those wrong. Let's see, who else we got? Here comes Kyle Robinson. He is going to pull in. If I can get him in time, he comes across the line in 8th place, followed by Prochnow and
Joe Fierro.
Brent? Oh, no, Brent's in 18th. He comes through. He's lapped down. Joe Fierro, as you said, in 10th. Wow,
Rounding out our top 10.
What a great race, everybody. That was so much fun to watch.
Extremely well done.
Let's see if we can get the folks in the booth. See if we can get the folks. We'll let them finish up. I think a few more drivers coming around. The 79 might be wrapping up the well, we got 88 still out there too. I think the 79 is going to finish up the lead lap cars. We'll let them come around and finish up the lap. And then we'll drop down to the booth and talk to the winners. Hopefully they're all still there. Peter Short's still in the booth.
And their sponsors.
Hey guys, what a race. We got a couple more just crossing the line now. Congratulations, Morgan. You took off, you ran them down, and you got the win. Good job.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, that was really, really fun to watch. You guys battled out there. You were starting in 8th. You got the sprint and the feature. Not really a big surprise, but it was a lot more of a battle than I think it was last season.
Yeah, for sure. This is a tough track, and looking at the practice times and the quality times, I mean, it's a fast group. Everybody was pretty close together, so definitely a challenge. Just glad to, again, get the Porsche to make it around the track without inverting. I'll take that all day long.
Peter Short, what a run in the feature for you, man. 2nd spot. We watched that battle right to the final line there. You and Adam going across the line almost side by side. Great finish.
Yeah, it was getting turned around in the sprint race. I was finding an uphill battle from there, and luckily was able to keep it clean. And it was a great battle there at the end. I felt like the underdog, closing in those final laps and keeping things as neat and tidy as could be. And that battle right there to the line, that's why you go racing.
Yeah, that was great. That was exciting to watch. Adam, what a run for you. You got out front early. You got a little bit of a gap with a little bit of chaos behind you, but man, you took off, had a 6-second gap and just running away with it. And then hang on for a P3. That was a great race.
Yeah, I got really lucky and got a good jump and was able to get out front and get a little gap so that I can just cruise. Unfortunately, Morgan and Peter are just too fast.
They were pretty quick. Good race, though. Good race. Nice show. Everybody put on a great show tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then Jason Rabe, really, really strong run for you and Chris, both in the Audis there. Teammates, 4th and 5th tonight. Great run for both of you.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it. It's more fun than I've had in quite a while in here.
Yeah. That definitely a very positive turnaround for season 7 for you. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Chris, season 6 didn't start this well for you. Running really strong out there.
Hey, thanks. Yeah. Wasn't looking forward to tonight. I felt like I struggled all week in practice. Just couldn't get the car under me, but had a little mistake there in the sprint race and put me towards the back, but I'll take a top 5. I'm happy to walk away with that, especially after last week.
Yeah. Well, you're moving up the ladder now, so doing well. And Rich coming in from the north there, good finish there, all the way down to Sebring. Probably a little hot and humid for you, but good race for you.
Yeah, thanks. I was struggling with understeer pretty much the whole entire race, so I don't know if the temperature went up or what, but it just didn't like it, and I couldn't get the car to do what it wanted. And then when I was behind Phil in turn 1, I suddenly had oversteer, and luckily the inside wall straightened me back out. Which was...
Yeah, well, Philip didn't really appreciate turn 7. I think the hairpin got him there one time. He was doing really well. I think you were up to 4th or 5th. I can't remember where it was, Philip, but you had that incident.
Yeah, he was right behind me.
Yeah, not what he wanted to do. He has left the chat, but good finish for him, P7. And Kyle, after a really start almost in the back of that sprint race, finished in the top 10 with an 8th place finish. Great job, man. What a race. Nice to watch that happen. I think Kyle's also left the chat, but and Greg and Joe finishing out with the top 10. Good run for everybody tonight. Really exciting to watch. Hope you guys watch the replay and enjoy that.
Thank you.
So, as always, we're gonna shut this simulator down.
Shut the broadcast down?
That one too.
There we go.
Yeah, we should probably end it. Especially since I can't think of anything else to say. As we always say, don't race on the road. Be safe out there. Race here with us. East to West Racing, right here on iRacing. Go to iRacing.com. Look us up.
The friendliest racing on the internet.
There's also information on the chat in the stream on how to get a hold of us and how to join the league. A lot of fun out here. But definitely be safe and race in a simulator, not in a real racetrack. Unless you're a professional race car driver, then, by all means, race in real life.
Race in real life.
On the track.
If you've got a couple $1 million car that you can do that with, you should.
Go for it. Go for it. Hey, thanks, everybody, for the great night. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Be safe out there. Thanks for our sponsors, Stair Fittings Inc., Grandpa's Kitchen, and JNR Craftworks. We love them all.
Couldn't do it without them.
Yeah. Have a good night, all.
Night.
Good night.
Good night. Night, Ron. Thanks.
Night.
Well, there you have it. That seems to be all we have. I think I'm all out.
That is for the second race of the season. That's a lot of adrenaline, a lot of excitement, a lot of really good racing.
Yeah.
I hope this bodes well for the rest of the season.
I think we're looking at just the beginning. That this is going to continue. It's a 17 race season going. We do have a break, a couple breaks. There's a Mother's Day break and a Memorial Day break. But that's because you and I are race fans, and we're going to be watching the Indy 500 on Memorial Day.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Well, there is, so that has to happen.
I mean, it has to happen.
It has to happen.
I love driving.
Should we? Maybe what we should do is we should actually broadcast our own version of the Indy 500 right here on Bigg Wizurd TV with the Indy 500 on, and we'll just put on some.
Maybe we should see if people want to see that.
Yeah. You know what? If you want to see that, let me know. Throw it out there in chat. And as always,
because we're going to do that anyway. The question is whether or not
you're going to watch. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Great having everybody on board with us. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one. Good night, all.
Good night, all. You can all.